What's up everyone, in today's video we'll be going through my settings and my loadouts for each operator. I recently gained access to the community function on YouTube, so I decided to put up a poll to see what the interest would be like on this type of video, because someone left a comment asking me to make something like this, so I decided to see what it'd be like, and the responses were mostly a yes, so I decided why not, I'll make one. So let's get into it. So I have 84 FOV. I had messed around with 90, but I just feel like 84 is the right one. I might change it around because I'm constantly changing stuff like that, but for now that's fine. And I have it on prioritized performance with the graphic mode because it's just better to have a better FPS, of course. 30 horizontal, 20 vertical. I've always played quite a low sense because I just prefer to make sure I'm hitting my shots before I go to a higher sensitivity, because I'd rather be able to actually hit people than be quicker. That's just my opinion. Dead zones are low, updated controller rotation, obviously aim assist is off, and that doesn't apply to online, which I don't know how some people still think it does. Not a fan of the trigger effect on a console on the PS5, I don't really like it, so I have that turned off. It's not really for me. But yeah, that's really everything that I can think of. What is it? There's the ADS sensitivities as well, but I don't use them. I don't know, I haven't really messed around with it. I probably should, but for now I haven't, so I might try messing around with that today maybe. Anyway, we'll move on to the operators now. Sledge, of course, use grenades. Grenades are brilliant, and in the current meta of Siege, the grenades are as powerful as ever probably. Use the L85, I think the shotgun is probably too niche to ever use in an attacking sense, but some people like it, just not for me. I don't personally like the 2.5 ACOG, I much prefer the 1.5, I just think it's better. I don't know. And I just do not like that scope at all. It's just not for me. Flash hider as always. Personally, I think it's easier to control the recoil if you use the flash hider even rather than the compensator. Moving on. Thatcher, it's a difficult choice now whether to use the AR-33 or the L85. Personally, I prefer the L85. I don't know why, I'm just bad with the AR and Thatcher. I just don't hit people as much as I'd like to, and I'm probably more comfortable using the L85 from playing Sledge. Claymores speak for themselves. A lot of the time when you're using Thatcher, there's probably going to be people trying to run out on you, so Claymores, the apt defense for that. Ash, obviously this would be a big hotly contested debate, and I know a lot of people prefer the R4C, and it used to be really good. It still is a good gun, but I just prefer the G36, to be honest. I think it's just easier to hit the shots, and chances are if you're playing Ash, you're in like a high-paced environment because you're going to be entry fragging, so you just want to land the shots and get the kills rather than trying to be too fast and maybe missing, because the recoil is a bit unpredictable, as you can see in the corner there with the pattern. It's not great. I'll always choose that handgun. I think it's just probably the best. Just powerful. It's much more powerful, obviously, than the 5.7. Though obviously it does lack the capacity, but that's that. In general, I always like to go for claymores instead of breach charges, but there's an argument for either, I suppose. I'll try to speed this up because I am dilly-dallying a bit. Thermite 5.56 always. One of the few guns I still use angle grip on because they nerfed it, but I still think it's quite good. It's easy to hit the shots with the 5.56 anyway, so yeah. The M45 again, and I think smokes are best to use so you can help yourself plant as thermite after you get the wall. Twitch, big fan of Twitch. Really like the 1.5 on this. I know some people use the holographic, that's not for me personally. I like the scope. The grip speaks for itself, and it's a difficult choice. I personally prefer the revolver, and obviously Black Eyes helps pick that as well because it just looks brilliant. Just look at it. Claymores as always. Look how glorious this Monty is. I think you'd be a bit mad to use the revolver on Monty, to be honest. Like when you're pulling down the shield, even you want to have enough shots that you can just laser someone down. If you miss with the revolver, you're probably gonna have to reload. Look how brilliant that shield looks. Smokes again for the plant. If you're Monty, you'd probably want to be planting. Glass. I used to actually play a lot of Glass when I started playing the game because I'm stupid and terrible at the game, but nice Black Eyes on it. Personally, I think it's good to have a silencer on it because if the team hear you shooting as Glass, they just know straight away, oh, they have a glass and know how to act and react to deal with that, but they won't really know unless you're pinged if you have a silencer, so you can use smokes to your advantage. Certainly an argument to use frag grenades, but the smokes are good. Obviously, glass can see through the smoke, so yeah, moving on. Fuse speaks for himself. Both guns really good, but personally, like the AK-12, it's probably the best gun in the game. Maybe the SMG-11, I don't know. That's my opinion. PMM, I'm a fan of it. It's a good gun. I kind of change between the breach charge and the hard breach charge. A lot of the time when I'm playing fuse, I'm near the hatch, so I like to fuse charge around it and then blow the hatch and drop if possible. Blitz is blitz, shield, handgun. You can swap between either of those really. I like breach charges, but smokes are good too. IQ. IQ is a really good choice of guns actually. Like I don't think any gun is a terrible choice. Like personally, I'd put the AUG last, but the AUG is still a really good gun. I just like the GA. It's real maneuverable, high ammo count, just a good gun. It's a difficult choice as well, breach charges or claymores. I might actually switch it up to claymores right now, especially with the new update with the 2 claymores for each operator. I am probably taking a bit too long here, but Buck's DMR is also a good gun. No one really uses it, but of course that's because the C8 is such a good gun. Stone's hard breaches, it's really up to you. I personally like the hard breach charge for Buck, but you can switch it around obviously now, especially with attack or repick. Depending on how you're attacking, you can always change your loadout. The less said about Blackbeard, the better. Just don't use Blackbeard. I suppose the claymores make him a little bit more viable now, but he's just not a brilliant operator. There's always something better you could bring. Capitel's great. 2 great guns, great utility, underrated gadget probably. That's all it's said to be about him even, excuse me. Havana, another great operator, a very good gun despite the low mag count, great secondary, great gadget, and breach charges are always good. Jackal, arguably one of the best operators in the game, I'm sure everyone agrees. 2 great guns. I personally prefer the PDW. I think if it's in the right hands, it can be a very powerful gun. Obviously, it's got 50 bullets in the mag, it's accurate, it's got a good scope. C70 is good too. Shotgun is good for hatches, rotate capability, anything like that. Claymores are claymores. Ying, another brilliant operator, probably underutilized or misused. Big fan of our gun. Smokes are good for the plant as well. Use them off your candelas, of course, and you can probably get a plant down if you have people supporting you. I suppose the LMG meta speaks for itself currently. They probably will nerf them eventually, but this gun is just ridiculous. And there wasn't a lot of attention on it before when the M762 was actually usable, but now the recoil is a bit crazy. Everything else speaks for itself again. That could be another quite good operator. Maybe she could do a better primary weapon. I quite like her though. SMG-12 is a great secondary switch compared even to the low fire rate of the MK14. Good gadget, good operator. Lion. The V308 is good gun with Vector. Good big mag, good gadget, good secondary. Obviously you can play the God 6 if you like. Clay Wars this time for me. Finka is probably one of my favourite operators currently. 2 great guns, and if you like the sausage as it's called by some people. God 6, you know, the 2 heads of the God 6, great for destroying utility, board the ADS, whatever you want to do. Don't know why you'd want to board the ADS, but obviously you want your teammates to board the ADS and then you use your grenades and God 6 to destroy the utility, bulletproof cameras, barbed wire, whatever. 2 great guns again, Maverick's DMR and the M4. Another absolutely brilliant gun. Only one choice of handgun, and I think you probably should be playing with grenades as Maverick, but if you prefer the claymores, you prefer the claymores. Nomad, another brilliant operator. I never really could use the AK-74. I'm just not a fan of it. I think the ARX is far better, and it's just not gonna use that big chunky gun. Just look at it. Just look chunky. This handgun is fine, obviously. Personally prefer stuns for Nomad, but that's again down to personal preference. Gridlock is a very underrated operator, especially with the new change that she has an extra track stinger. Great for flank watch. I think just the speed lets her down a bit. Good rotate capability with the shotgun. F90 is a great gun. So is the saw. The smoke's good for planting again because you can use the track stingers to mask your noise and the smoke to mask where you are. An underrated operator in my opinion, Nook. I like the suppressor because I think the essence of Nook is playing with stealth. The suppressor does exactly that. The D50 always good. And frag grenades of course. Don't really play in Mario, probably not viable. You have to be actually good with a Mario to use her effectively because a lot of the time it's just a mindless rush and then you're the first person dead on the team and let your team down. I personally am very good with her, so I don't really play her. Kelly, probably not the most viable operator in most cases just because you'd rather bring a Thatcher. Obviously he's banned a lot, so you'd probably just bring a Maverick instead, but that is how I set her up. Big fan of the SPS though, very good gun. Claymore's always good for flank watch. And renounce. I do need to start playing more Diana. Personally, I prefer the ARX, but it is risky playing it with the low mag count, of course, but it does have the nice scope. And the Gun 6 is good for destructibility, shields, and all that. And frags. 2 frags, Gun 6 is a current strong meta in Siege, I would say. And I can't see that changing anytime soon. Well, obviously the AK-12 for Ace, because I can't imagine ever using the M1014. Handgun is the handgun, and I like Claymores. On to 0. This is a hard choice between whether to play the SC or the MP7. I like the MP7, but the SC is a brilliant gun too, and I just use the USG. Claymores again. Flores, I do like the AR-33 with Flores. I'm for some reason better using his than Thatcher's, I don't know why. And Claymores again. And Ose. I am a big fan of both guns. I think plain Ose is better suited to the PDW. And then handgun and Claymores. On the defenders. This is going to be a long video. Fair play to you if you're actually still sitting through this. Shotgun, I like the reflex on it. I've only started using it recently. SMG-11. And don't get me wrong, the FMG is a good gun, but I think the shotguns are better for the 2 English operators, or British rather. Deployable shield as always. Smoke is brilliant with the shield. On to mute, shotgun again. I do have the MP5K and look at that black ice as well. Another brilliant gun, but I just think shotguns are better. Especially with the SMG-11 being such a good weapon to take them medium range gunfights. I suppose Castle speaks for itself. You could mess around with the gadgets, which one you want to use. I prefer the alarms, but it's up to you. Pulse, similar again. It's good to have the nitro cells over the barbed wire. Definitely, I'd say that's the choice I recommend, considering you can see people planting through floors and all that. Just better to use that. Doc. I just think the P90 is hilarious. If you've ever put the laser sight on it, it has like such a narrow crosshair. It's so fun to use. Probably not very practical though, but it's good fun to use, maybe in casual or something like that. And then Rook, of course, has the 2 scope on the MP5. It's a good choice. Capcan is a personal favourite of mine, though I know a lot of people don't think he's overly viable in higher ranks, but I think when the pressure's on in late round, people often aren't checking for the traps and they just run right into them and it absolutely destroys whatever health they've got left. Good operator if he feels right. Tachanka, probably the most underrated operator in the game. It's very destructible, it's a good shield, it's a great gun in general, and this gadget, the Shimika launcher, is of course great for denying time and plants and stuff like that. Jaeger, nothing needs to be said about him. I actually haven't tried out Bandit's Iron Sight, so I might need to do that soon. That's how I run them. I've always been a fan of Frost, but it was a bit sad when they removed their scope, but this is the next best thing for me, the Red Dot C. Valkyrie is obviously a standard enough operator. Cav, again, not very viable a lot of the time, but I suppose in the right hands, a Cav play can always be great. I haven't played enough Echo to really comment on him. That's just how I run him. Good guns though. Again, same with Mirror, I don't play her very often. Great guns, great loadout, great gadget. I do like Legion. A lot of information late round. It just slows the team down if you survive long enough. Of course, you get enough gil mines. It's always good, so you should be aiming to survive. The Scorpion with LA, good gun. Kick is a bit crazy, so if you get good with it, very powerful. The shotgun is the shotgun. It's a bit insane. Visual, another great operator if used right. The ultimate roamer, a lot would think. It's so hard to just pin where exactly he's at, so it is pretty good. You can't exactly clear a room if you just see that signature on your drone. What are you gonna do? Like, you have to go face check then. White Stroke, great gun. Good guns for destructibility. Great gadgets. Alloy, definitely a really good gun. Especially I'd imagine on PC with the easier to control recoil. Shield is always nice. Haven't played enough Clash. Clash speaks for itself really. Quaid, Arcade, however you say it. Big fan of him. I like his guns. Both guns are good. That gun is terrible. And the revolver is always good. It's hard to pick between Mozzie's two guns. Obviously the P10 is brilliant, but the Commando was slept on probably as well. Another great weapon. The best operator in the game, of course. Warden with the 1.5 on the MPX. Clearly the most usable gadget ever as well. Look at those glasses. Alpha male. Goyo. If people use them right, with the way his gadgets are changed into just canisters instead of shields, he's brilliant, especially for planting oil or just wasting time in late rounds. It's hard to pick between with my guns as well, because both are brilliant, and it's good to have an assault rifle on defense, of course. Good operator, especially if you know how to roam with him properly. Oryx is a bit niche, but he's fun. Great gun, great scope. Should probably change the proximity alarms though. Malusi, good gun. For some reason I'm just not very good with the MP5. But good gun, very good gadget. Probably use bulletproofs from now on. Cool skin too, which I got in the recent Bravo pack opening on my channel. Iruni is good operator. Personally, I do prefer the DMR. It's just really good. It's just a very good gun. But obviously the Roni is, well, one of the most used guns at the game probably. Gadgets are gadgets. I've recently started playing a lot more Thunderbird also. I'm a big fan of this. The Red Dot C is great on it, though I know a lot of people do use the regular holographic sight. It's just I prefer the Red Dot. Bear Ring is also a really, really good secondary, and with the update, this sight it's enjoyable on it. It's a bit clunky, but it's like it's zoomed in, even though it's not meant to be. Torn, obviously, really good gun. Utility isn't the most useful though, like, because chances are, unless it's combined with another gadget like a Malusi Banshee or maybe well placed barbed wire, you're probably going to either shoot it or just get out of range of it, because you know it's hard to miss that sound and indicator of the thing going off. Haven't actually played a lot of his army since she was released, but definitely a powerful operator if used in the right hands. Good to cut off angles and make a powerful angle for yourself, or just block things off in general. That's all for now anyway. If you've somehow sat through the whole video, I really hope you enjoyed it. Probably different to anything I've made recently. And if you haven't already subscribed or liked the video, please do. I really appreciate it, and thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video, hopefully.